growing up as a black kid, in the 90s, we didn't really have a lot of a black superhero representation as far as cartoons went. Because you think about all the big superheroes in DC, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, the original Green Lantern, if you want to call it the original Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, all white people. Hawkgirl, all of them depicted by white people. And if they weren't that, they were like some alien or some shit like that. But we had Static Shock. And we had, with the Justice League, Green Lantern was John Stewart instead of Hal Jordan. And that is the first time that I saw as a kid like a black superhero. Like, you know what? There's somebody that looks like me. That's crazy. You see all these other, see an alien, you see some white people. But this dude right here, that one looks like me. He's one of my favorite. And then with Static Shock, same thing. Which was much more relatable because it's a teenager. He's in it. He's a teenager, like I said. He had to deal with certain issues, like his best friend's dad was racist. I'm sure some of us have dealt with that before, where we're cool with the friend, but the dad or the mom don't really fuck with black people like that. That show even dealt with, they had a school shooter episode back then, tackling that type of stuff. They had an episode dealing with homelessness. Like, Static Shock was really ahead of its time. And what's really messed up about Static Shock, I was watching a Phil Lamar interview. The reason they got canceled was because, let them say it, they didn't see a market for any action figures and toys, quote unquote. Which is such a huge fucking lie. Huge lie. You know how many kids out there would have killed to see a little action figure of Static Shock, little dreadlocks and stuff like that, especially now. How popular that would be. You see how successful Black Panther was for black children and stuff like that. They finally had a superhero they could look up to and relate to in some way, shape, or form. They would have made a killing with Static Shock. Especially post Floyd George era, they would have cleaned up. Static Shock was also one of the highest rated cartoons during their run when they had that Saturday morning cartoon slot. I think it was on WB Kids, which is now CW. And what made it even better was he would cross over with people like Batman, the whole Justice League, Batman Beyond. He would even see his future self. You would see Green Lantern, Static Shock, and future Static Shock all in the same episode, which is ironic because all three of them are voiced. Yeah, I think all three of them are voiced by the same person. So that right there is what made it so cool. Was they made the crossover seem not forced and it intertwined with the other shows at some point. It wasn't rushed like, oh, we got to hurry up and get to this one just to make it happen like this on some Arrowverse type shit. No. It was Static Shock encounters Batman and Superman and so on here. Then he gets back doing what he does. Then the next show, they do what they do. And then, oh shit, they got to travel in time. Now you see Static Shock in this one. That's like, what was it? Justice League Unlimited. I think they had the adult Static Shock when they had the episode with Batman Beyond in there.